Well, I didn't really sell them. Oh. Hello!
Welcome to Knitted Not by the Sea. This is Flosstube video number 31, I think. It is Wednesday, the 1st of June. Yes, we are in June. That is terrifying. And I'm Victoria.
Kia ora, I'm Catherine, and my pronouns are she, her.
And welcome. This is our Flosstube video where we talk about lots of nothing.
Oh no, loads of stuff to talk about.
Okay. And it has been 3 weeks since our last confession or video. And so we're just getting back into the swing of things. Now we'll start off with general chat or go straight into it?
No, life shenanigans.
Life shenanigans. All right. What have we been up to?
Well, I didn't check with you whether I could say this, but I do want to say this. I didn't go on holiday for my birthday, which is fine. I had a lovely time, but I just want to say I didn't go on holiday because my daughter wasn't well. So without bringing the mood down, mental health is important. So if you have a young person in your life and they're struggling, listen to them and get them help and be there for them. So I was just really glad that I had time off. My daughter wasn't well and she could come home, and we've been looking after her. So
and if you yourself are unwell, reach out for help.
Yeah, it's hard to ask for help, but you have to do it, and people have to listen. So
yeah.
But anyway, there was op shopping. So yeah, we're all well. I've turned 50. It was kind of a non-event, which is kind of like I like it. I don't really like to celebrate my birthday, but it was lovely. At the last minute, I decided that I could torture Martin, because we have a fire pit in the garden. We have a patio with a fire pit that I built with my own hands.
It's a gorgeous patio too. You did very well.
And Martin doesn't like fire pits and eating out. Like even having lunch in the patio with the patio furniture, it's just too much to ask. We maybe do it once a year, so it irritates me. So I thought, oh, we can do a bonfire on my birthday because he can't say no. And he didn't, and it was so lovely. We had a lovely time. That was the best bit. So yeah, so we did go op shopping. I've got lots of little op shopping treasures that I found to share with you.
Excellent.
And we didn't really see each other much, did we? But we
did
catch up.
We caught up last weekend. We had a bit of a catch up session and just a craft catch up. It was great.
Yeah. I hope you're going to talk about your guilt.
Oh, yeah, we'll talk about my guilt.
You know exactly what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I didn't bring it. So. Oh. You will all remember, because I've just had too much stuff to bring and I couldn't find half of it.
Oh, okay.
Had a bit of a kerfuffle this afternoon.
That's probably part of the guilt.
Yep, so you will all remember the lovely little sewing box I'm doing via a class. And when I first started the class, I thought, right, I'm going to designate Sunday. That's my Sunday project. That means I get to stitch it in daylight. I have more or less a whole day, give or take, some things happen in the weekend.
It's a good available day.
It's a good available day where I can just sit and stitch, and I generally have nothing else automatically set for a Sunday. But I have found that I have been doing things to avoid doing that project.
It's become your greatest procrastination.
It's become my greatest procrastination project ever. I have been working on it, but instead of spending all of Sunday, I do about 2 hours and then I have to walk away from it. And it's not because I don't enjoy doing it, and it's not because it's gorgeous. I think it's because it's very much out of my comfort zone, because it is freestyle, as it were. I've drawn a picture on.
There are no.
I've got nothing to count, and I've got no. Obviously, there's rules how to do the stitching, but there's no set rules about where you bring the needle up. I'm not coping. We'll get it done. I think it's just going to be a lot slower than we initially anticipated, because, funnily enough, there are two. This class is made up of 3 weekends. So there's one, I've been to one, there's another one next month, and then there'll be one probably early next year where they put everything together. And I didn't realise it was made up of 3. I thought it was just 2. So I thought I had about 10 weeks to do everything. And I really wouldn't have made it if that was the case. I would not have been able to get there. Because I thought I would struggle to put it down, because it is a lot of fun to do. It's just outside my comfort zone.
I know, but isn't it funny? Because we're a bit older. I mean, I'm way older than you are, but isn't it funny when we come across human nature? Yeah. Because you think, oh, I love it. I mean, she paid a lot for the class. which gave me like, you know, so much fodder for teasing. And yet there is something in you that's kind of like, oh, that's just too hard.
Yeah. But I reckon that there must be a stage where I'll just get over that and back into it.
Of course, yeah. Maybe if you spend more than 2 hours.
More than 2 hours doing it, yeah.
I have offered that we can spend a day stitching.
Yeah. We've got to be concentrating and not chatting.
I could be quiet. We could just watch a film. Can you watch a film?
Probably watch something that we've seen a million times and I don't have to watch.
I've been watching Brooklyn on repeat.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
I've been watching 911, which is probably not a show that you particularly want.
No. Everybody knows about my non-watchingness.
Yeah.
So what else? What else happened? Oh, I'm busy in my job. Super busy.
Yeah, you're not enjoying being a pip, are you?
It's a tip.
A tip.
I am enjoying being a tip, very much, but it's really busy. The day goes in a flash. There's lots to do, and then I have to be a grown-up.
A tip is a temporarily important person.
Yeah.
You didn't know.
My hubby coined that
It's a great acronym. Yeah.
But then we decided I was overusing it because I thought it was hilarious.
Oh, well, I still think it's hilarious.
I think it's hilarious.
I get it wrong.
Yeah.
A pip must be a permanently important person.
Oh, that's right.
There we go.
Yeah. But of course, this is all relative because it's information management is really not. It's not high up in the scheme of importantness. But no, I'm really enjoying it. I love some elements of it, but I do have to be a grown up, and sometimes I just don't want to be a grown up. In fact, someone was talking to me about their job and what they liked about their job. I was like, I just want to embroider at home.
Yes, we have a 3-day weekend coming up this weekend. It's Queen's birthday in New Zealand. Do we have to call it something else?
No, it's called the Queen's birthday.
Excellent. I know, but sometimes you tell me that we're not going to call public holidays things. Remember the April holiday?
Yeah, because that's a religious ceremony that is kind of layered across the entire worldly world, like everybody does the same.
Yeah, but I don't know if Queen's birthday is exactly right because it's promoting colonialism and
kinda. In fact, it's the Queen's Jubilee.
Yeah.
And the things that are coming out on Instagram, it makes my position of quite liking the Queen very indefensible. Anyway.
But it's a day off work, so yay.
Yeah, I can be behind you with
on
that
the day
idea.
off work. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a public holiday, so I'm looking forward to having a productive weekend. I don't think I have to do anything.
8 hours of embroidery.
Yeah, that's the one. Well, maybe I'll have Sunday and Monday to dedicate to my...
I mean, we mustn't forget that this is a hobby.
Yes.
Like, you're not supposed to suffer. You're just supposed to enjoy yourself.
It just entertains me. That as much as I love it, and I get the box out quite a lot and look at all the things, because I love all the things.
That's funny. Actually, a few people have said on Instagram and the comments that they're kind of like, I'm getting it. So you're influencing people. You can't let them down.
Yeah. No, cool. we will we will soldier on. I'm sure it's just a hump, and I'll get over the hump, and it'll be all
yeah, because it was a very supportive class, and you felt like it was a lot to learn.
Yeah.
But you know, it was a little class. You had a lot of support, and then it was like, okay, see ya.
Go do it.
You do it.
Yep. And so I'm getting home, and I'm getting them, and I'm getting them right, but it's taking me, it's one step forward and one step back. I do something, learn it, realise I've done something wrong or I've done it backwards or something, unpick it because it's me, and then do it again. And that's fine. It's just I end up doing everything like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah. There'll be something about not ripping back later. But also I suggested that maybe next time you meet up, you try and organise like
organise
at intervals.
Yeah, like once a month for a couple of hours and, get other people.
Maybe once a week.
Good. Oh, that's so much commitment.
Just 2 hours.
Yeah, true.
Anyway, what else?
We'll make it work.
I'm just jealous because I'm not taking the class.
Oh, I'll lend you the book.
Right. I'll do elements of the book.
Yeah.
Or not. Who knows? Anyway, shall we get started?
Let's get started. Right. Catherine, do you have any fully finished objects?
I do.
Woohoo!
I finished my Blackbird Designs pincushion called
Do you want me to put
Le
that closer?
Poule. No.
Okay.
I think that's okay. Oh, no, maybe. So.
See, my gadget arms, I could have just reached that out.
I finished Le Poulet, so the chicken. I paid no attention to the color scheme. And in the end, I decided I didn't want to tea stain the squares. I was actually quite happy with the mutedness of it, with the kind of pops of pink. And that's the orange that Paula gave me. from Portugal, so that's kind of cute. It's filled with fabric remnants from all my various projects, and I love the texture. This is my favorite way. This is my favorite sensation when I push my pins in.
It's a nice, dense, solid.
Yeah. And they're both fabrics that I got from the sale at Stitch Kitchen, which is a not-for-profit sort of textile recovery thing, stopping things from going into the landfill. So I love it. I'm super happy.
Are you going to show your French lacing?
My French seam.
French seam.
So French seam, because I didn't center my fabric, so I had a very narrow edge on one side of the linen. So I did a French seam, which means it's very secure. It's like a seam encased within a seam, so it's not going to come undone. And you can't see anything beyond a seam. And then, of course, I decided to go for the Catherine finish, which is not symmetrical, which I quite like. It's kind of my favorite. I really am quite anti-perfection. I don't like it. So I'm super happy, and I love the random red that I chose. I don't know the number.
It's lovely.
I really like it.
So that was a Blackbird design from the Ooh La La book?
Yes. Beautiful book, but this was the project. This was the reason I bought that book. I will make more things, but I love it. Yeah. So I now officially have too many pin cushions for where I put my pin cushions.
You need a bigger basket.
So we'll see what happens. Because I've got another pin cushion progress at the moment. So anyway.
Excellent.
So yes, that's my fully finish.
So I also, as part of my avoiding doing this other project, I did some framing, but I haven't brought them because I've been having a day, and I thought if I take these frames with glass, I will break them. So I will just show them to you next time we're at my place.
Yeah, it was nice. When I went to your house, it was nice to see your things framed.
Yeah. I also cleaned the car as an avoidance. I washed it. It's hilarious.
Great.
Do you have any finished objects?
No.
Well,
I do have, but they're not cross-stitched.
that's not.
So they'll come after.
I have two. So you may remember back on the 20th of November, I started this, which is a hands-on design you had me at Flamingo. And this is one of these novelty-sized pincushions. It's super cute. I love the colours. I like the turquoise and the pinks. It's done on a 28 count, what's it done on? Vintage marble, which is just a Zygarde colour. I think if I was doing it again, I would do it on a smaller count just because this is a very large pincushion. It's done with all the called for threads, and I like flamingos.
Yeah, and it's so beautiful.
It's very nice. It's all cross stitch with a couple of, how do you pronounce them? Sumerian crosses. Sumerian cross, I don't know. But it's cute. It's done. And I finished it, started it in November, finished it in May, but I have not been working constantly on it, so.
Smyrna crosses.
Smyrna crosses, look at that, got that wrong.
Something doesn't quite sound right. I know I couldn't work it out, so I had to read it. Smyrna crosses.
Smyrna cross.
I wonder what Smyrna means. Is it a city?
I reckon it must be.
Oh, I'm going to Google it.
Do you need the spelling?
No.
No, you're all fancy, you know how to do these, that sort of thing.
Spelling is my superpower.
It is not mine.
Yeah.
It is my kryptonite.
Oh, so Smyrna, or as my phone tells me in Spanish, Esmirna. So Smyrna is a city in Greece.
Nice.
On the Aegean Anatolian coast. Look at that. So you're doing a bit of Greek embroidery.
Nice.
Love Greek embroidery. I don't have a single embroidery piece from Greece.
Do you want to have a Greek piece?
Yes. I look on eBay every so often because they also have a big tradition of red and white.
Yes, they do.
And we're watching a lot of films at the moment. Every second night we eat watching a film. And I'm watching Troy yesterday. I didn't like it.
Oh.
I had to hide behind Christina because it was violent.
You should watch My Life in Ruins. That's much more, I think you would.
Are you being funny?
No, My Life in Ruins is it's a rom-com.
Yeah.
With the woman, it's by the same woman that did My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
Oh,
You're not a fan?
well, I think that my big fat Greek wedding, the first one was good.
Oh, yeah.
The second one, borderline offensive.
Yeah, they didn't need to do a sequel.
No, and the third, her new, I don't know, it's kind of cliched and a little bit stereotyped, and yeah, I don't know. I think I've watched My Life in Ruins, though.
You probably have. It's
Yeah,
got
I
lovely
have.
bits of Greece. It's nice to reminisce about
Yeah.
when you were there. And
And less death.
yes, a lot less.
There's a lot of death in Troy.
Although, yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so now we know. It's a Greek
Yeah.
stitch.
And I have another finished object.
Dun,
I
dun,
have
dun.
been kicking them out of the park.
She has been avoiding other things.
This is Sweet Pea by La Di Da. And it's all done. So I've just got to cut it out and make it into its cushion. But I have, there's actually 3 of these in the series, and I've got one of the other ones. So I'm actually going to stitch the other one on the other half of this fabric before I cut it out.
You're not going to do it on the reverse, are you? Oh no, that's not the reverse. Sorry.
No.
So I'll just scratch you.
Scratch me with your rings. I'm going to do that because otherwise I will struggle to get the fabric in the hoop.
Yeah.
It's all done. And then I just, I'll put them together at the same time. It's cute. It's done with the called for on a 32 count prehistoric. I think this is a fox and rabbit one.
Look at you, all fancy.
Fox and rabbit one. Yeah, fox and rabbit. It's cute. Love the colour. Love the bunny.
It's great that you can refer to things. Like,
Yeah.
I do think your method's good.
My method is great.
Who can be bothered? But yeah, very good method.
Yeah.
I am jealous. If I had an assistant.
And I started that one on the 25th of April and finished it
So
on the
that's quite-
22nd of May.
That's quite fast.
So didn't less than a month. You could do this easily over a weekend. You could do the whole thing and have it finished over a weekend.
It's very cute.
Yeah. So
Great.
you move on to whips. You must
Okay.
have some whips.
I have tons of whips. Have you got whips? You've got whips.
I've got
haven't you?
whips.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
2 because I had 2 finished.
Okay, I will talk about this one first because I am very amused by it, and maybe it will make Victoria uncomfortable. Oh, come
Doesn't take
on.
much. It doesn't take
Be
much.
uncomfortable. It gives you so much joy.
What have you done?
Well, I love this full coverage thing situation. Also, so I'm talking about Stacy Nash primitives, and this is the Rose Cottage Pinkeep.
So cute.
So, things to love. They call it a Pinkeep, which we've talked about before. We love
Yeah.
that word. And also Stacy Nash. I haven't seen a thing that I don't love about her output. It's just beautiful. So I love this. So I started work on it, and I'm making progress. I'm doing. God, I hope I'm not doing upside down.
You have another novelty sized
Yes.
Pinkeep.
Yeah, but I actually quite like this size. I think this is very authentic. I've seen Victorian pincushions this big, so I'm going with that. So I'm doing really well. I've just got this last section to do. There's a lot of stitching in that. I love it so much. So I've already made one mistake, which I decided was a design feature. So this flower should look like this. But see how I made a mistake? And I was like, cool, that is the central flower.
Is that what I'm struggling with?
No,
Oh.
no, it gets better. And then I was doing this morning. I woke up at 5:30. I'm
Don't
waking
tell
up
me
early.
you did 2 ducks the wrong way.
No, I didn't do 2 ducks. No, these are chickens.
Oh, okay. No, they're ducks because they're on a pond. Oh, I feel a pole coming on.
I don't know. Anyway, I completely messed up this flower. See, it should be like that. It should have 2 sets of leaves on either side. It's not going to have any leaves. It's just going to have the top flower.
See, the
And
ducks
I've
ate it.
decided I quite like it. Such a Catherine project. I am not unpicking it. I'm just running with it with great delight.
Excellent. It's
you
looking
uncomfortable?
gorgeous. Yeah, I am, strangely.
Love it.
But see, we can make up a story and say that the ducks, because they're definitely ducks,
Okay.
ate the leaves. And that makes me feel more comfortable with the narrative behind the reason why there's no...
You could just sigh and say Catherine.
Catherine, how could you?
I don't know, I'm trying to decide if they are ducks. They definitely look like ducks in the water,
Yeah.
but it's a tail that makes me think they're not ducks. But anyway, I don't care, they can be
Ducks
anything.
have tails.
No, but the way they're fanned out, it makes me think more like chickens.
Oh.
They definitely have tails.
Stacey Nash, if you're watching this, let us know.
Yeah, that's right. What are these? I mean, there's one, I think it's the one that I'm doing, the Dutch Beauty, that it's supposed to be a pelican, which is a symbol of Christianity, apparently. It totally looks like a spoonbill.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it can be anything. It is a fowl. Anyway, I love it.
Beast.
And I'm using any random color that I like that I think fits. Ta-da!
Looks gorgeous.
And I love it. This is terrible though, because I'm now thinking, oh, what else can I do full coverage? It's going to take forever. Yeah, but I'm very happy with this. Definitely recommend this project to people. It's very cute. What is it?
All right, I will do a whip. Oh, I've got 3. I thought I only had 2. So you may remember that I had said last time that I joined another class at Stitch, which is doing Twisted Stitcher. Which
yes, and this is only once a month.
This is only once a month. We meet up and we do a couple more bands, and that's not a great picture, but it's diagonal lines. Thank you. And this is counted embroidery as opposed to what I was calling freestyle embroidery. I love counted embroidery. I had such a blast. I finished this like within 3 days of the class.
These are my people.
These are my people. There's holes that I have to count. So can you see?
It just goes to show though that there is more to counted stitching than cross stitch. Like you can have tons of fun doing all sorts of counted stitches.
Yeah, there's a herringbone stitch, and there is what are those ones that we called? Eyelet stitches.
Holy ones.
Holy ones, yep. And then cross stitch and all sorts. I'm really looking forward to getting the next month's or this month's section, because the class is next Tuesday.
And I follow a few people that clearly are going to this class.
Oh, what is it? It's so it's easy or something on Instagram. I saw her posting this and I was wondering, I wonder if she's in the class. So next time I have to bring it up. Great. Say, I stalked this person on Instagram. Is it you?
Yeah. Next one. I've made some progress on Consider the Lilies. So I'm doing this as a stitch along with Mel from Patchy Pony Stitcher, and we're calling it the Across the Tasman Lilies, because I live on this side of the Tasman Sea and she lives on the other side of the Tasman Sea in Tasmania. And this was what was so funny. So I think she's ahead of me. Not that it's a competition, but so what amused me is that I think I'm all kooky. It's like, I don't follow rules. And then I'm doing my embroidery and I'm doing the entire frame of greenery. So that's obviously my rule. And then Mel posted and she was doing like one corner. And I was like, she's not following the rule.
She's not doing the whole border.
She's not doing the whole border. How is she going to feel centered? It was so funny. So I said, Mel, I am amused that we're starting things differently. But it's good to be different. I was just a bit like you with discovering you're human. It was like, so you're not as kooky as you think, Catherine. You do
there
have
are boundaries.
Yeah, I definitely have boundaries. It might not be the same as other people's boundaries, but you definitely have boundaries. Anyway, I am loving this so much. It is quite compelling. So I went all around and I just did the stems, as it were. And now I'm going around and I'm filling in the stems with the leaves. So I've done one long length and one short length. And I've turned the corner now. So I'm halfway done to finishing those leaves.
Excellent.
And my rule is that then I will do those flowers. And I'm not following the color scheme here, even though it's bright and I like it, because most of my flosses aren't numbered and I'm not bothered. But I thought it might be fun to gather all my reds and pinks and try and do every flower in a different tone of red and pink.
Nice.
I thought that might be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
It's interesting because this is the would you call it companion piece or the cousin?
Yeah,
of,
they're companion pieces, I think.
For his eyes on the sparrow, and it's definitely so much more brighter.
It is. So mine will be both kind of brighter, but I think this one's smaller because of my linen count, which is fine again. And also, I'm going to have 2 women. This is going to be the lesbian offering of Consider the Lilies, because I don't really want to have a biblical sort of thing. We're doing representation.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm very happy with it, and I do love it. But now I've got like the most enviable problem of having lots of projects that I really love, and so it's like, oh, Catherine, you have to put this one away now. So yeah.
So my next one is Miss Bingley's Library. I got this one back out when Catherine was over.
Yes.
And I did a little bit and then haven't stopped working on it since I saw you.
You haven't?
No, this has been my go-to piece this
Nice.
week. So I have done, can you see it? The white of the house down there. So I've almost finished the top story. It's very exciting. It's coming along nicely.
Nice.
Super
I
enjoying
can't
it.
wait until we can do a side by side.
I know, I wish I'd done one on the same count as yours.
But yours will be more imposing.
True.
Okay, next I am working on his eyes. Oh, his eyes on the sparrow, right?
Yeah.
This is like
Oh, I love this one.
Attack of the Colors. Ta-da! I'm gonna hem all my pieces as well because they're gonna be curtain decoration, so they all have to be hemmed. I will get round to that any day when I have a holiday. I mean, see, we have 2 long weekends, so there's gonna be so much time. It's gonna be fabulous. Anyway, I just did 2 little things, and I may have shown you one, I can't remember, but I've got the bird and the flower, and the bird and the flower. And although they might look like the same color, the birds are actually quite different colors, but you can't see on the screen. It looks like the same color, but they're slightly different colors. But anyway, I love it. What a clever woman.
I'm loving this, and I'm loving your colour choices. It's fabulous.
I love it a lot. Actually, someone that I watch showed theirs, and it was muted, which is what the pattern is. It was muted, and it had such a different feel to it. I think it's because I'm choosing all these hot colours, and somehow that has made me think that these kind of, to me, look like vernacular African houses, especially the little ones. Like, you know, there are villages in Africa, you get these round
huts,
and they're white. They have a white finish, you know, the ones that you do with lime plaster.
Lime wash or whatever, yeah.
Yeah. And then you have the straw roofs. And to me, it has that complete vibe, and I love it. And the other one, just the person that had used the suggested colours, it was somber, and it just completely different feel. So anyway, I love it. I think you can. It's one of those pieces that you could you could embroider this forever, just changing the colours. It would be fun. Oh, I know who it was. Oh, this was a fun thing that she has done. I'm gonna do like a failness. It's only stitching, so that's the name of her channel on YouTube. And she used to have a bigger channel, but it just disappeared one day apparently. And she couldn't access it again. It kind of got taken down. So she started a new channel. She doesn't have that many followers, but I love her. She's quite the giggler, which I really appreciate. And also she's got a very calm demeanor, which I love because I'm not. And what she has done, which I totally loved, is she had both patterns. So Consider the Lilies and His Eyes on the Sparrow. And she's done
She's doing a combined one, or a hybrid.
I was trying to think of the word that the young people used to use when a mashup.
A jam, yeah, mashup. Nice.
Yeah, she's done a mashup.
Nice.
So the bottom is Consider the Lilies, I think, and the top is His Eyes on the Sparrow. It looks fabulous.
Oh, I couldn't cope, but it sounds amazing.
She's also brought in other elements from other pieces that she likes.
That's so cool.
It was just fabulous because she just wasn't going to invest I suppose, all that time doing two large pieces. She's staunch cross stitcher that's been doing it for years, so she has a lot of projects. Anyway, I really recommend this one. If you're watching your budget, you get a lot of bang for your buck here.
Yeah, especially if you're doing what you're doing and using what you have for the colours.
Yeah, yeah. But it's just so much fun. I mean, when you think about the hours of enjoyment that you get out of it, and such a beautiful design, it's cheap as chips.
So my final whip is Barbara Anna's Sailing Dreams, which I think I had started for the previous Flosstube.
I think you had, yeah.
I have just done.
Look at you with your exciting colour fabrics.
Yeah. This is from Country Stitch, which is a New Zealand company that overdyes. And it is, for those that are interested, I'll check my handy dandy notebook.
See, it's a good method.
It's a great method. So this is, colour is Lagoon, and it's 40 count.
And where did you buy it?
This is from Country Stitch, which is a New Zealand website or store. I'm not sure if there's a physical store or whether it's just a website, and they've got an amazing range of colours.
Do they sell embroidery flosses as well? Is it just a fabric dyeing?
I think it's just fabric dyeing, but I could be wrong. Investigate.
Fabulous.
Great. So I'm enjoying that. I really enjoy those Barbara Anna ones, particularly her Dreaming series.
They're cute. What now? Oh,
do you have any more whips?
yeah, I've got two more. Are you done with your whips?
I'm done with my whips. That's
Okay,
me for that section.
So I've just got two more. So this is And a Forest Grew
Rosewood Manor.
by Rosewood Manor. And I'm doing a sal with Ella from Spectrum Stitcher, who, if you don't follow her on Instagram, she's doing some amazing hexi quilting. Good fun to watch, and she's using Liberty fabric, so it's all very Moorish and lovely looking. So this sal is called With What You Have Sal. So the idea is, I mean, actually you wouldn't even need to join by using this pattern, but it would be like, start a pattern, just choose whatever fabric you already have in your pantry, and choose flosses that you already have in your pantry without feeling the need to go and buy everything that's suggested. So that was the idea, because that's just how I do things, and Ella wanted to challenge herself to just use the flosses that she got in her Advent last year. Yeah.
Nice.
So I've changed the quote, and so this is a quote by Pete Seeger, who's a folk musician and activist. I actually don't know if he passed away already or if he's alive. I'm terrible. I was
Watch
chatting.
the space. We'll find out for next time.
Yeah. I was chatting with someone online. Their Instagram handle is Local and Bespoke. I think it's called that. And she's an environmental activist as well, and she does hand stitching. And she guessed who had said the quote.
Oh,
anyway.
clever.
So anyway, I am now on to 1, 2, 3. I finished the 4th line, so I'm halfway through the quote.
Oh, excellent. Looks like it'll fit in there nicely.
Yeah, there's not going to be any gaps, because I've got, I think, 2 more lines to go, and then a little space, and then it'll say Pete Seeger.
Nice.
So I'm super happy. Way behind, of course, because I counted the tree and the quote as one motif, because it's easier than doing lots of counting. So I'm thrilled with this project as well. But I can't wait to get back to the little motifs. Although it's really funny, because I think, oh, I'll do a line. That's my goal when I sit down to do this. And you do get into it. You're like, oh, just one more letter, one more letter. But I do like the motifs as well, so I'm looking forward to getting back to that.
Nice.
Another monster project.
You like your big ones?
I do like my big ones. And the last one that I'm working on is Dutch Beauty by Permin of Copenhagen. I love this project. So
where's the pelican?
that's the pelican.
Is that a pelican? I always thought it was a swan.
No, it's a pelican apparently.
Where's its beak?
And it tells you, no, it doesn't look like a pelican at all, and it explains it in the booklet.
Oh,
and
cool.
it's a symbol of Christianity. Not a pelican at all.
What colour, have you decided what colour you're going to stitch it?
No.
Can I suggest blue?
No. Whatever takes my fancy at 2 in the morning when I'm embroidering.
I hope it's blue.
I don't know. I mean, I love blue. Blue and green. Oh, love them. Anyway, so this is the fabric that I dyed myself.
Love it.
With the Buddleia Wariana. Something like that. So it's a Buddleia that is like a little pom-pom and it's bright yellow. And it dyed this beautiful colour. And I'd mordanted it with soy milk. It was the first time that I'd used soy milk, so I'm thrilled. I love the process. Next time I will actually make my own soy milk and then mordant, because I think it's a little bit more environmentally friendly without packaging. And contrary to the rules,
She's breaking her own rules.
yeah, I just wanted to make sure that I was a bit worried. I was like, oh, have I got enough fabric? You know, because we work things out.
Huge, because that's a 40 count, right?
See, this one I love because it worked out to be like 44, 42, 43 after dyeing.
40 count pre-dye, yeah.
So I've just done one leg and I'm doing the leaves, which I love.
So
It's just
pretty.
so beautiful. So beautiful. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this. Again, it's going to take me till I'm 60, but that's okay. It will look beautiful.
Excellent.
Yeah, I'm really happy with the progress. Again, it's amazing how long it takes. I timed myself and I was like, oh, I'll get this much. No, you don't. You don't get that much done.
No.
Because the holes are tiny.
Doing a large account, I find, definitely slows me down anyway.
Yeah, but also the leaves are kind of, they're close together. And you always have to count. I mean, oh yeah, mistakes. Intentional design features.
Bespoke elements.
Yeah, I haven't done some things, but sometimes when I'm doing borders, I do think, oh, all the leaves would not be facing the right way. Like the wind would blow things about, so
Yeah.
I enjoy that. But sometimes sometimes when I make the same mistake twice running, it just looks weird. So you can make a mistake once and you keep it, but if you make it twice in exactly the same way, I take one out because it doesn't look right. See my rules, my random
You do have rules. I love your rules.
Yeah, I know, it's great, isn't it?
Oh,
So that was
right.
that.
So that's whips.
That is whips.
What about stitch pantry, or I'm not a shopper but?
Well, not really.
Oh.
I don't have any books no, I don't. I've got Stitchy Kindness and I've got Op Shop Finds.
Okay.
But you've got.
I've
Let's
got-
do yours first.
So this is technically not cross stitching, but to support my making of Freestyle Embroidery House, I bought this book. This is the Right-Handed Embroiderer's Companion. So if you're left-handed, you can get the Left-Handed Embroiderer's Companion by Yvette Stanton.
Yeah.
Is
Is this a New Zealand publication?
this a New Zealand publication?
I'm thinking it almost looks self-published.
Australia, the National Library of Australia.
Très cool.
And can I do like a show a page?
Yeah.
I have found
Ooh.
it really useful. There's some great stitches in here. There's great clear instructions, step by step.
It's good to have a good library with instructional stuff.
Yeah, really enjoying it because, you know, a lot of books show things differently and I didn't really have a really solid...
I mean, it's extensive.
It's very extensive. I don't know how many stitches are in here. A lot. And it goes through everything from... This is how you do a chain stitch and a stem stitch right through to...
Smyrna crosses.
Yes, well, satin stitches, we know how to do that. Padded satin stitches. Oh, it's alphabetical. 10th stitch. You see, I'm just pulling out the easy ones. What have we got? A palmer stitch. I don't even know what that is. That's quite cool. Anyway, it's a lovely book. I also pull that out and look at it.
You opened something and there was like a 3D round stitch and now I want to know what it was. What is this?
A
Buttonhole Picot.
Oh.
I've not seen a buttonhole Picot. This is kind of cool. Look at that. Très cool.
And that has been great. It's been a great wee companion to have while I am
Nice.
working
Very
through.
fantastic.
Now, you may remember last I'm Not a Shopper But I showed you this, which is a great little pincushion box by Just Nan called Still Queen of the Needle. I bought, she says in a very high-pitched voice, the Mousy Companion, which they didn't have in stock when I bought the pincushion. How cute is that? It's going to be a cute wee set. And now I've got a whole pile of these Just Nan things in my 1, 2, 3 stitch wish list.
So here it says, coming Georgia. Is that Georgia as in the country Georgia? Or Georgia as in the US Georgia? It must be the country Georgia.
I don't know.
Because it says coming, comma, Georgia.
I will do some investigation.
Nobody cares, but I'm just interested.
It's cute.
I'm gonna sneeze.
Do it on camera. There we go.
Sorry.
Super cute. Little notions, because I'm finding that I'm doing a lot of cross stitches and things that are going to need to be framed or in a hoop or something displayed flat against something. And I thought I want to get some more sort of 3D.
Yeah. Now that you have your box display.
Now I've got my box
situation.
display and drums, and I want to get some drums made and things like that. So
Nice. Very
having
good.
a great time. And I think I bought another pair of scissors, but I may have dreamed it because I don't know what ones they are. And I've spent a lot of time recently just having a look at various scissors available online.
Funny. Okay, so what have I got? So I'll do my finishes.
Why don't you do Stitchy Kindness?
Should I do Stitchy Kindness first?
I think so, because then that's the end of cross stitch, isn't it?
Yes, that's right. So I'll just show you this bit of Stitchy Kindness.
Yeah.
So
So cool.
my lovely friend Donahi embroidered me, embroidered me, a naked lady.
On a broom going backwards. Nice.
Well, see, it's really funny because we were chatting. So I'm good friends with Donahi, who I met through the channel. So great things come from Flosstubes. And she had obviously planned to make me this. And she said, do you like witches? And I was like, ew, no, I'm not a witch person. Full of tact. I didn't say that. I'm just saying it for effect. I was like, no, I'm not so into witches. And then she said, oh, well, I'll show you what I was going to make you then. And I was like, that's not a witch, that's a naked lady. I love a naked lady. Yes, I love a naked lady. Isn't it great?
Oh, it's fabulous. But can I say,
She's got the best bottom.
she has got a great ass. As someone who formerly had long hair, and as you have long hair now,
Yeah.
that is the worst way to be facing the wind. Yeah.
But I love the hair.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah. Also, she'll have superpowers. She can keep her hair like that.
Oh, no, she won't be blind. It'll be in her mouth.
No, because she's got powers.
But she's not a witch. She's a naked lady. She's got
No,
naked
she's
lady
not witch
powers.
to me. Yeah, she's got naked lady powers. Anyway, it was so kind. And of course, some people can keep a secret. Because I didn't know this parcel was coming my way.
Ah.
It just arrived and I was just like, and of course, like, everything stops if there's post.
Oh, yes.
I'm like, because I'm a bag lady, I always carry 2 bags to work. And it's like, I'm trying to like keep my bags, but hold on to the parcel. And it's all very ridiculous. Anyway, I was super delighted. And because she has a great round bottom, I thought she's going to be great in a hoop because it's round.
She will be. It'll accentuate her curves.
Yes. And this is going to go in my bedroom.
Nice.
I love it.
I love the fabric it's done on too. That sort of
Yeah, so this was, I think...
tie-dyed.
It was like fancy dyed. It's not.
Overdyed.
It's not a print. It was overdyed, so it's not a printed fabric. So yeah, I think it looks great.
It is great.
And I've forgotten the design. Oh, no, in fact, I do have the design. Let me just find the name of the designer because I think they've done a great job.
They've done an amazing job, and I'm sure that this one pops up on various lists and things that I have. It's great.
So the designer's account is Harp Seal Cross Stitch. So grand. Yep. So I'm very happy with that. So then I do, what can I do next? Can I do finished objects?
you can do whatever you want because that brings us to the close. Oh, not quite.
Oh yes.
I started in an Orts jar. for stuffing things. Oh, I'm loving it. It's one of my favourite things.
It is good.
It's so much fun.
And then you become really obsessed.
And I was like,
to save every bit.
Yep.
Has it become round just from doing that?
I think so. I just do that occasionally. It just seems to.
Oh.
How cool is that?
Nice. It's like sweeties in a jar.
And I will use it as stuffing for whatever.
Yeah.
But I want to get a whole jar full first.
Nice. Very good. My jar just seems to grow. Not because it's not just ores. I mix it with fabric bits and whatnot. Okay, so I will show you the quilt that I finished. And the friend that's receiving this does not watch this.
Oh, you've signed it and everything.
Oh, you must always sign your quilts. Although I signed it subtly. Because normally I'm like, this is all about me. Made by Catherine in Dunedin with much love. All by hand. You know, like everything goes on it. But in this instance, I just embroidered. This is the signature that I would put on my pottery pieces when I used to go to pottery. So CB, and the year is 22. Anyway, I finished the quilt.
It's so cute.
So when I gave it to my friend, I'm actually giving it. I'll just take the needle out. I'm giving it to my friend who's going to be the grandma, and the idea is that she can, you know, the baby can lie on the floor if they want to on this, or you know, for tummy time, or they can put it on a Moses basket or on the cot. It doesn't matter.
It looks like a great one that would go over them in a car seat, like fold it in half and tuck in.
Yeah, so they can do what they want. So I'm super happy with how it turned out. I hope they like it. They'll definitely recognize me in it, which, you know. I tried to make it very secure. I even did mitered edges, mitered corners.
Do you not normally miter your corners?
No, because I've discovered that I prefer the other finish, which is where they abut.
I know what you mean.
I've shown them before how I do them now, and I also quite like them curved. But for some reason, I felt that I wanted to make mitered corners. I was probably showing off. Let's be honest. So anyway, I'm super happy. I just need to buy a couple of bits to put in the parcel and send it off. The baby's due in August.
Wow, you've even done it with time to spare.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's only a baby quilt. And this is the back. And I love, all the fabrics are secondhand. So, you know, that's very me as well. So it's nice that it's going to go all the way to Mexico and they're going to get something that's very me. So I'm super happy. I'm very happy with this project. So that's done. And it has been housed in my new quilt project bag that I bought as a cushion. So I had gone to an op shop and seen this cushion, which is a flowery fabric with a kind of minty green center with a further center of a flowery fabric. And I loved it. It was so forlorn and unloved in the op shop. It was it had a very floppy cushion inside. And I'd gone about a month ago and I had a word with myself and I was, Catherine, you do not need more cushions. So I walked away. And then when I went back, it was still there and I was like, oh, I could make project bags with it. It doesn't have to be a cushion.
I think it's a fabulous way to upcycle cushions.
Yeah. So it's got that lovely fabric that Laura Ashley fabric that I'd bought and I'd made dungarees for Christina, which I now have. They've been given back. So it's really lovely to put that in there. And I did it all by hand. And because I wanted it to last. And I've even done like the securing of the handles. I'm very happy. I love it. So this is a great idea. If you are one of those people that has tons of cushions and somehow always finds more cushions, you can turn them into project bags or, you know, totes for shopping or whatever. I just think it's a great idea. So happy with that. And this is the other cushion that I found.
I love this one.
This one's machine made. And it's kind of somewhere Asia.
Oriental?
What?
Oriental?
I don't think we say that now.
Do we not? Okay, then I apologise. Take that out.
But see, I kind of want to say China, but it's machine made. But that doesn't mean that's not beautiful.
Stunning.
So anyway, I saw it and it came, the orange is muted, but then I thought, oh, that'll be another project bag, right?
I'm loving. This is a fantastic way to.
Yeah, and this one already had lining, so I didn't have to line this one, so it was much quicker. But I did do, because the lining fabric is kind of like it won't be silk, but it's got the silky fabric. It's not going to last that long, but I'm looking forward to patching it.
Nice.
Very excited about
So-
it. So I did a bias tape, so just to tidy it up.
So the orange was part of the cushion as well?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Cool.
like literally, it's so little effort in doing these.
Yeah.
I mean, admittedly, it was an evenings. Like I didn't do any embroidery. That evening I made 2 project bags, but all by hand, so I could watch a film and just relax. And they're kind of secured at the handles as well. And it was just nice to kind of see, like, I'm not a fan of the brown fabric.
Oh, I like the brown.
Yeah, not me. But also, great as a contrast. See the little stitches? Love it. Great as a contrast. I mean, the cushion already had so much going for it. You don't need to be flashy with the handles, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, in here is the quilt for my daughter-in-law that is growing at a very slow speed. But I have found some bright green linen,
The green's
which I think
gorgeous.
will speed me along. So I'm at the moment I'm disassembling this jacket that I bought a few years ago. That's just too tight now. So, yay! So if you make a cushion like that, if you convert a cushion to a project bag, tag me on Instagram so that I can see it, because I think it's a great way to do repurposing. And then, what else have I made? Following my trying to be generous with friends, I'm making fingerless gloves. These are wet for friends. So that's one side. I've got a bit of a rookie mistake in this one. Loose stitches, but you know, my friend won't mind to hide that. So anyway, this is repurposed yarn. And we're coming into winter and you can really feel it.
Oh, you can indeed. I've had to defrost the car already this year.
Have you? And you go to work late now that you have a park.
I know.
But it depends because our car is hit by the sun rays quite early on.
Ah.
If that doesn't happen to your car, I can see how.
Yeah.
So I did that, and then the other thing that I finished was my vest. Remember I was making this vest? And I'm laughing at myself. And I wanted it loose. This was definitely I want a loose vest. And I've got a high-low hem, which amuses me no end, because they've been trendy for about 10 years, and this is my first project with a high-low hem, because I'm not an early adopter. But I love it. I wear this sort of thing under my coat, over a white shirt at work.
Nice.
Most of the year, let's be frank. So I'm really happy with this, and it feels so nice to have repurposed the yarn instead of, I was thinking about sending it to the op shop. I thought, repurpose the yarn, Catherine, you love knitting. So that, and then this is another cushion. I had luck.
You did have
that
luck.
weekend. Isn't this beautiful? A handmade quilt cushion, so pretty. This is going to be another project bag. And I did say to Martin, I'm not going to turn this into a project bag. I'm just going to, I don't know, just either use it as a cushion or just have it displayed. Anyway, it was already a bag, the way it's been made. So
You
I
just need
thought,
to put some handles
I
in.
can just put some handles in here and this will be great.
Pink handles.
But also, how beautiful.
It's
tiny,
gorgeous.
tiny stitches. Look at the tiny stitches. I never aspire to such tiny stitches, but good for them. Anyway, beautifully done. So I'm super, I always feel very lucky. This cost me $1 in the op shop. I think the pale cushion thingy cost me $1 as well, and the machine embroidered one I think cost me $2.50.
You're a big spender.
I know, I struggle. I do struggle actually. Oh, I don't know, it's $1. But anyway, I love rescuing these, because I did go to one of the op shops in Mosgiel and it was very clear that someone's entire kind of craft room had ended up there. And I just think, oh, what can I rescue? But I have everything, so anyway, super happy with this. So that was that. And then I did rescue this from that lady's collection.
Excellent.
A dolly quilt.
That is gorgeous.
Have you not seen it?
I don't think I had seen this one.
So
That is so pretty. And you could make that into a project bag too if you were so inclined.
I won't. Actually, it perfectly sits on one of our armchairs in the sitting room.
Nice.
Like it's on the back of it. We very seldom use that chair for some reason. We've got more chairs than we need, I suppose, so we all go for the sofa. But this is all hand pieced and hand stitched, and it's so pretty. It kind of has a bias binding edge. With tiny little stitches. I just thought it was so lovely. It was $1.
It's gorgeous. It's criminal how cheap that sort of stuff goes for.
Well, the thing that I love the most. Oh, this is really funny. They've kept the selvage. They've used the selvage. They haven't cut it off. That's interesting. I love those quirks that people have. I mean, the truth of the matter is that I probably wouldn't buy it if it was $20.
No, I know.
But it's really lovely to have rescued it. So, very happy with that. What else have I got? Oh yes, and then I'll show you something I made, and then I'll do the Mexican stuff. And then I made loads of progress on my 19th century smock blouse shirt.
You can borrow my right-handed embroiderer's companion book and put some new stitches on there.
No. But I've already used some new stitches.
Excellent.
Yeah. What can I tell you about this? I was wearing it the other day because I wear it now, and I was called, you look like an art teacher. And I was quite delighted.
Not a bad thing to aspire to.
No. Anyway, I always knew I was going to add more details, so I've gone back, and there is now like, these will be tulips. And so I've got, this is a new stitch that hadn't been on the blouse before. I did quite a few bits like that. And I don't know what that's called. Herringbone stitch, could it be? No,
Yeah.
maybe not. I don't remember what it's called. Same again. And all the new stems, I put in quite a few new stems. They're all going to have foliage and leaves and bits of colour. So I'm really quite delighted with how this is turning out. And the idea from now on is that I wear it, I embroider on it, I wear it more, I add more embroidery. And it doesn't have buttons, it has sort of the little...
Cufflinks.
Yeah, for cufflinks, but the holes are so tiny. I'm going to make my own cufflinks. Because I have got cufflinks, because that was another thing that I was a bit obsessed with. And my husband used to wear cufflinks to work, but there is no way you can get anything through by the tiniest button. So I'll make some. So yeah, I'm really happy with this. So this is the sort of project that I will always mend, because I would not want to get rid of this ever.
It's lovely.
Yeah, I'm really thrilled with how this is looking. Oh god, I've got a pile of stuff on the floor. This is what happens when we don't record for 3 weeks.
Yeah, I'm just aware that if the camera cuts out, it's because we didn't have a full battery to start with.
Yeah. So I just wanted to show you these. They were gifts from my friend, but I just want to showcase the beautiful things that they make in Mexico. So this is a huipil.
So beautiful. Will you wear that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Although I'm not as thin as some of the models, so I'm going to make the armholes a little bit longer, which is very easy to do. But I just love the little details. This is kind of like a running stitch.
Gorgeous.
And I find it really interesting how that's all you see on this side. So it's really interesting. And I love that they use a running stitch on the edge. It's just, it's beautiful. So it kind of looks like a running stitch. It probably has a proper name and everything, but I don't know what it is. But look at this beautiful detail using that stitch. Anyway, and the fabric is orange, which is fabulous. So I'm super delighted with that. So that was one of them. And the other one, I still think I think this fabric is hand woven, but I don't know if it will be hand woven on a floor loom. I think it's a floor loom weaving, not a backstrap loom, but I'm not 100% sure. But look at the beautiful, intricate detail. and I see this quite often in huipiles in Mexico, these kind of flecks, what are they called?
Tassels?
Like some sort of tassel, yeah.
Do you know what the
I love
purpose
them.
is?
Probably decorative. But I do love them. And then the bottom, similar to the top bit. I actually thought these could look really stunning, interpreted as cross stitch. But anyway, very beautiful. And I've tried them both on and they do fit me, but I do have to make the arms a little bit longer.
Nice.
Which is very easy to do. So anyway, the motto of this program is go to Mexico. It's a beautiful country with lots of beautiful,
gorgeous
talented
textiles.
people. Very talented people. Not just textiles, but just everything beautiful. So I'm very fortunate that someone thought to send me this. So thank you, Donahi. So that, and then this, which is reason enough to go to Mexico.
This is stunning.
This I think they call a hammock bag. Can you see how it looks like a hammock?
What are you going to put in there?
I don't know, something precious. I kind of feel like I don't want to use it as a bag because I want it to last
Put it
forever.
on the wall because it's amazing.
Yeah. So it's got lovely little details. It's got these little bumps. And then it's got this sort of kind of side woven thread that feeds through. And then another one here. But the colours are just gorgeous. I've got to show this to Claire because she's a weaver. I'd be like,
You
"Look at
totally
this."
do. Yes.
She might be interested in sort of being inspired by this. Because I think she likes texture. She would be interested in these sort of nubs.
Yeah.
Anyway, orange handle.
Oh, I think the handles are amazing.
The handles are amazing. So beautiful. I feel
So
very
effective.
fortunate. Potentially the best gift I was given.
Oh, I think it's my favourite. Oh, that orange top though is pretty gorgeous.
It's just gorgeous, gorgeous. So I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I mean, it probably will. I will use it as a bag, but not like a supermarket bag.
Yeah.
I want it to be something that probably a project bag actually. And then when it's resting, it will probably have a hook in my craft room so that I can see it.
Nice.
And then I'll always remember my friend when I'm looking at it.
It's gorgeous.
Yes, so I'm very happy with that. I feel very fortunate. So this is all those Mexican gifts is from my friend that made me this. So she's very lovely. Okay, that's all this stuff.
That's all she wrote. Yeah. Did you have any plans that you want to talk about for this week?
Well, I'm going to sleep. I'm going to do sleeping. We've talked about taking work to, like, making work to work, and you don't do that. But you know, my vest, that was thanks to taking it to work.
Yeah.
Because we do quiz morning and afternoon, and I can't go to all the quizzes, but I get to maybe half in the week, and I always knit when we're doing the quiz.
Nice.
And that, you know, little by little, you do make progress.
Yep.
What I do is I work on all my projects, but I particularly want to work on things that I haven't worked on before, like for the last couple of times. So I'm going to work on my mustard blouse that we haven't seen in the program for a long time.
Yeah.
And I'm going to work on my folk blouse that I'm making with the bands of embroidery from the fabric that Margarita sent us. So they're going to be front loaded because I do want to make progress. But then after that, I work on everything across the board.
I know you do.
And I kind of think 2 hours on something and then I move on to the next thing. What about you?
So like I said, I'm all into Miss Bingley's library. I think that project will stay around this week. I want to get back into my peacock, unicorn and badger full coverage cross stitch. I will do more of the one I'm doing for Mum. And I'll also do whatever takes my fancy.
And mine.
And yours.
It's going to be so awkward when you finish because you're too kind and you'll
I
be
will
like,
give it to you because
I know, and you'll make it awkward.
For me, the joy's just in the making. I'm not too worried about the end product.
I'll be like, Victoria, I didn't mean it. I was joking.
Oh, yeah, so you have to have it now. Look, make it into a project bag.
That could be a beautiful cushion. Okay. Can I do my giveaway?
You can do your giveaway.
Okay, I have a giveaway. And I've changed my mind since we last spoke.
Oh, right. So like an hour ago.
Yeah. So I read this book, This Long Thread by Jen Hewitt. And she decided to write this book because the making space appears to be very white in the world. And when I say the world, I'm probably talking about countries like England, Scotland, the USA, Canada. And there are plenty of BIPOC people of color that make, but their stories don't get featured. So Jen, who's a printmaker and teacher, she decided to just do a book and actually center those people. And it's a fabulous book. It was just so interesting to me to hear stories from people that have had such a different trajectory in life from mine. A lot of them are not just people of color, but immigrant stories as well. So that's really interesting. So although I'm from Peru, I've my mum's Scottish. We very middle class, very privileged upbringing growing up. So really, I have very little. I've never had anything to complain about in life, and every space has been open to me. And I do see myself as white. Please don't write about that. This is my life experience. But I want to be a person that includes everybody in a space. So I don't think this is the sort of book that should stay in my bookshelf. I think this is the sort of book that I should pass along to the next person that wants to read it. And in New Zealand, we do have Maori and Pacific Islanders and Japanese people. There's all sorts of ethnicities and cultures in New Zealand. And we also have problems. And so I want to offer this book to anybody in New Zealand only because postage is expensive. But plenty of people might be interested. So if you're interested in getting this book, I'll post it anywhere in New Zealand if you want to have it. So just post.
Just put the book title.
Just put a comment. That's too long. Oh, just put a comment that says thread in it. Because the title is this long thread. You can just write thread if you don't want to comment a full comment. But if you're in New Zealand, I will send it to you. And hopefully you will read it. And it will sort of, it will allow you to see yourself in the stories, or it will deepen your understanding of the experience of other people that are of different ethnicities, different cultures. Okay?
Can I make a suggestion?
No. Go on.
You should write your name in the front, and then whoever gets it writes their name. And I'm wondering if is it the sort of book that you would like to see keep passing on?
Oh yeah.
But keep like a record of who's read it and.
Yeah, and also I'm very confused by this because I actually thought I bought a new copy, but when I finished reading it, I flicked through and it seems to say something public library. But normally, a library book would have lots of markings.
There is something on the spine.
So there is. Yeah, anyway. I buy lots of books secondhand, so it's not like, oh my God, I never do that. I was just surprised because if I had forgotten. So anyway, so we're presuming it is secondhand. I've already read it. It's got a little bit of a nick, but it's gold inside. So if you want it, comment saying thread. If you live outside of New Zealand, go out and buy it. You won't regret it. Ta-da!
Ta-da! Are we done?
We're done.
So we hope you all have a good fortnight. We'll be back in 2 weeks.
Yes.
And we will see you then.
Ka kite.
Kite.